Today we're going to talk about multiplying fractions using models. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Sometimes it's called rectangle multiplication. I would. Okay, sometimes it's called rectangular multiplication, okay, but we're going to be multiplying fractions today. Now, after a while, I'm going to let you guys, actually no, I'm going to pause, and y'all going to go ahead and get some crayons. Alright, while they're finishing getting out your crayons, you have two different crayons. You have an orange and a blue. We're going to use those to shade in a minute, okay? When you start with your multiplication problem, let's say I have 1/4 times 2/3. Okay? And I ask you to represent this using a model. You're going to draw a rectangle. Sorry. Doesn't matter. Okay, and it's going to depend on maybe what. I know this first one I want to break up into 4 pieces, so that's kind of why I went just a little longer. Okay? Now, there's 2 different ways to do it. I like doing one rectangle. This first fraction, okay, the first fraction is going to be your vertical. So it's going to be broken up and down. Vertical is going up and down. Okay? So I need 4 equal sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cut this off. And I'm not quite equal. Now I have that rectangle in 4 sections, correct? Draw it like mine. Okay. We'll get better at doing those, okay? Now, I want you to take your blue crayon and color in 1/4 of that rectangle. Your blue crayon. Yes. I know, I think mine turned out to be black. I thought it looked like it was blue, but... Okay, everybody see what I did? So everybody should have colored 1/4 of that rectangle. What do you mean, how did I do what? Okay, I'm not worried about how I did mine on my board, as long as you did it on your paper. Alright, now, the second fraction is going to go horizontally. So that's from left to right. So I'm going to break this rectangle, go back and pretend like it's a whole rectangle again, and I'm going to break him into 3 sections. So here goes 1, 2 lines, because that's going to break me into 3 sections, correct? Now I'm going to color that one with the orange. Now, how many sections am I going to shade? 2/3. Now remember, 2/3 is this whole row going across this way. There's 1/3. Yeah, I'm doing yellow, so mine will show. Here's 2/3. Everybody see what I did? So, well, I'm not worried about individual blocks yet. Everybody see that? Yes, because that's, you're looking at your whole rectangle again. So it's got to go through the blue. that has to go over the blue too, did it? Yours has to shade over the blue. Now, how many sections are shaded by both colors? 2 out of how many total blocks now are in this rectangle that I split? 12. Okay, that's it. Now, in a model, I'm not going to reduce it. Using a model, I'm not going to reduce it. Normally, if I'm just doing it mathematically, I'm going to reduce it. Okay? Yes, Griffin. Yes, because if I go back up here and multiply your two top, what do you get? And when you multiply your bottom? No. This is you have to show by a model. Now you can check your answer by knowing, okay? But you just can't come down there and shade 2 out of the 12. You've got to show me my models. Let's do another one. Let's say we have 1/2 times 1/4. So you're going to start with your rectangle. Yes. You always start out with a new model. It is, isn't it? I want to delete him. Alright. So my fraction was what? 1/2 times 1/4? This one is vertical. Vertical. So I'm going to go here and cut this in half. And now you're going to shade 1 out of the 2 squares. Blue. I'm going to do mine in purple. Maybe mine will show up a little different, but I don't have a blue, apparently. I have that black, but... I want it as close to perfect as you can, yes. Okay? I don't want just a bunch of scribbling. Okay? It's fine motor skills. It's good for your muscles. The second fraction is horizontal. So he's going left and right. So 1/4. So I'm going to go into 4 sections. Yep, so 3 lines. That leaves me 4 sections. 1 row, 2, 3, 4. It is. And then we may want to change. If you have, I would shade lightly. I know some of you are shading a little dark. I wouldn't color dark. I would color light. I'm going to color 1/4 of those. So I'm going to use yellow again. Now, do you have to color the top row? No. I'm going to shade just the first row. You're right, and that's why I'm not answering the question. Now, when I'm done, how many squares are shaded by both colored crayons? How many? 1. And how many total squares, now that I've chopped it up, do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here's one for you to try on your own. I want you to do 2/3 times 3/4. You're not going to. These will all show up. I mean, you can, but on what we've got to cover, you're not. And I'll double check on that. You're not going to have a mixed number. Okay? I'm going to pause this and walk around and watch you for a sec. So for 2/3, remember 2/3 is my vertical, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut him into thirds. So the regular, there's 3 parts, and I'm going to color it. I'm going to color 2 of them. So I'm going to come in here and color. No. Okay, everybody understand what I did there? I shaded 2/3 of that rectangle. Now I'm going to go back to the whole rectangle, and now horizontally, if my pen will move, horizontally, I'm going to use 3 lines because that breaks him up into 4 parts, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So that's my 4 parts. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4 equal rows, correct? Now I'm going to color 3 of those. So I'm going to use and I'm going to color 3 of them. You got to use the contrasting color to what you used on the first one. Now, what you're going to do is how many squares got colored by both? How many squares got colored by both? 6. And how many total squares do I have? I know, I can't see it either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I going to reduce? No, because I'm representing by a model. So I'm going to leave it as 6/12. Okay? Yes. Because they were shaded by both colors. Okay, not right now. All right, question on that? Well, it could. Right, but what can I reduce by to get it once? 6, right? 6 would go into both 6 and 12, correct? So I can do it once by 6, or I can do a 2 and a 3. Or a 3 and a 2, it doesn't really matter. Okay? Question on that? Any question on that? Good. Here's your